Good evening. It is Sunday, November 8th, 11:49 p.m. here on the East Coast. We're approaching midnight. I usually don't shoot videos. In fact, I don't shoot videos very often at all. I'm definitely more of a private person behind the scenes. However, this morning I thought to myself, what is something I can do within my means to start sharing my experience, what I learn on a weekly basis with those around me? I feel it's very important to serve a greater purpose on the planet. And for a while, I've kind of been searching for what's next in my life, a new project, a passion project, just a way to create a platform and have an impact on more people. So, as I was watching Ty Lopez on YouTube this morning, if you don't know who Ty Lopez is, he's an investor, he's a public speaker, he helps to motivate people achieve whatever it is they desire to achieve in life. Definitely check him out, TaiLopez.com, TAILOPEZ.com. Type his name in YouTube. I was watching his video this morning on Jeff Bezos and the importance of hard work. And as I was watching that video, I was just soaking up so much information in regards to how to master the grind. That's the exact title of it. I was soaking up so much information, and I'm like, man, what would be the best way for me to share my experience and the things I learn on a day-to-day basis, a weekly basis with other people? And I thought, why not just shoot videos? And the reason why I'm shooting this video the way I'm shooting it, it's very raw, it's organic, it's not shot on a DSLR, it's deliberately. I want to start at the very bottom and work my way to the top. I feel that's important because a lot of times we get confused and we don't understand that no one is just put on this planet and dropped on this planet being successful or even seen as significant. We have to grind. We have to put in that time. We have to put in that work. Even if we may be born in affluent situation, we may be born more privileged than others, we still have to put in work, whether it's work to earn something or whether it's work to maintain what we've been given. Work is work. And I just want to share the different things that I learn on a weekly basis. I come across so many different people. I have interactions with my friends. We have dope conversations, dope discussions. It's like this needs to be recorded. And it needs to be journaled. So this is kind of like my digital journal, digital blog. I already write pretty often, on the loversambition.com. I write for Behind the Hustle. And I really just want to start covering things more in depth. So that's why I decided to start doing a video series. And the title of the video series is 7 Days of Wisdom. So this is how it works. I will be compiling every week. I will be compiling insight, wisdom, advice, knowledge, whatever I learned throughout the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever catches my attention that I feel would be of value to you, or it's just of value to me that I want to share, I'll be sharing in this weekly video series entitled 7 Days of Wisdom. And I feel that this is necessary for me not only to add value to your life, but also to really feel a sense of fulfillment. I feel fulfilled when I share things that I learn with people who I love, people who I care for, just people in general. Knowledge is so important. The application of knowledge is so important. I'm sure we all know this, and I want to set people up for success. So as I grow, I want you to grow. I want to witness your growth. And I want this to be a community of growth, just a growth community where we aspire to achieve our ambitions and dreams and the things that we desire. And that's one of the reasons why 5 years ago I even came up with the Lover's Ambition. Just the willingness and determination to succeed at whatever it is you love to do in life, that is your lover's ambition. I feel everyone has a lover's ambition, and for that simple reason, that's why I want to start documenting a lot of things that I experience and having it on record, so that one day we can all look back on these videos. Even if you decide to start making videos, have something, a time capsule to look back on and cherish and say, man, I came from there. I remember when I was in that apartment. Like right now I'm in New Brunswick. I won't be here forever, but right now in this moment, as I'm present in this situation and I appreciate and acknowledge this situation, this is where I am. One day I'll be looking back on this like, wow, I remember being there. And it's very important. It's very important to mark our progress. It's always important to mark our progress. It helps us to stay grounded, yet really work harder at getting to where we want to be. So with all that being said, let's get into some things we learned this past week. So first of all, let's see. There's just been so much that went on this past week. I remember I was at my boy Thomas's house this past Thursday. I really don't even remember what happened like early in the week, Monday, Tuesday. But hopefully next week, since I know how to look at the weeks now, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, literally every day, I'll be, my perspective of the day will be different now, because I'll be looking at each day, wanting to extract the important things and wanting to share that with you for the upcoming weeks. But since this is the first video, it's a little cumbersome, it's a little raw, but it's alright. So let me bring up my notes real quick on my phone in regards to some things that I took down. This week I was reading Fast Company magazine, one of my favorite magazines. This one with Oprah on the cover. Secrets of the Most Productive People, of course, like Oprah, the spiritual goddess, guru herself, as they say, and her busy schedule. She spoke about what she does to be productive. One of those things is the power of being present, which I've come across a lot of times. Russell Simmons speaks on it a lot. The power of just being present, the power of stillness, the power of appreciation. There's so much that comes with that, and it's so important. So important. So as I'm scrolling through, let's pick out some quotes that stood out to me this week. So the 5th, which was Thursday, this is coming from, I think I came up with this one myself. Make time to learn more about life and the people who surround you. So make time to learn more about life and the people who surround you. What was I thinking when I came up with that? It's important to tread with caution and not rush things, and really just make time to genuinely and meaningfully build relationships with people around you. From a point of connection, like what interests you, what interests them, really expressing and wanting to know more about them while sharing more about yourself. I remember when I was in City here, my program manager Gideon told us that vulnerability unlocks relationships. How true is that? Vulnerability unlocks relationships. In fact, there's a TED talk on that. I think it was, I don't want to mispronounce her name. Her last name was Brown, I believe. Breen or Brene Brown. It speaks often on vulnerability. And if we think about it, when we're vulnerable, we share things with people around us that puts us in a vulnerable position. It's like things that you traditionally may not share, you share. And then through that sharing of vulnerability, you may connect with someone else on a level where they share a vulnerable situation. And that connection is just so deep that it starts to peel back layers of other situations that can be shared. And through those layers, you get to learn more about the person, what they like, and fears, drivers, whatever it is in their life that they experience. Those life moments are then shared through vulnerability. So I believe that's one of the things that I thought of when I put that quote down in regards to just taking time to learn about people around you, friends, family, learning more about family members. There's sometimes where we may not even know our own family members as well as we know our friends because we're not around them as often. So it's just important to get to know people. It's very important. You never know what can come of that. And I mean that's one of the drivers of life. And speaking of getting to know people, it's also important to get to know what they absorb. I mean, I remember specifically, so this is Thursday as well, this past Thursday, I was talking to my boy Thomas. I was at his house in Jersey City, condo, and we were talking about absorption and what we absorb, and how recently we started absorbing what's really not healthy for us or what's not productive less and less, such as Facebook. Even though this video will be posted on Facebook, just mindlessly absorbing things, like just mindlessly scrolling down the timeline on Facebook, or mindlessly checking Instagram or Snapchat or all those social media platforms. If you approach it from a mindless perspective, you're just going to be sucked up in all the distractions of the world. And the most productive people, people who have that North Star about them, who know what it is they're about and know who they are, and are also constantly searching for more and wanting to learn more and become better people and become top performers and high performers. They don't waste time delving in other people's lives. Once in a while, it's cool to check things out, but the mindlessness that comes with just wandering around social media will just drive you in circles. So we were talking about just how recently we've been staying off of social media. Like I haven't been on Instagram in a minute. I don't even know I know the last thing I posted. It was a picture of me and my family. I forgot when that was, but it was a while ago. Snapchat, I haven't snapped anything since like summertime. Right now, unless I'm sharing meaningful content, and it's always been like this, I just don't see a need for, the social media. And I've always been a purpose-driven person. So if I use the social media, it's for a purpose. Like on Facebook, you see my Facebook, most of what I post are things that I like, things that I enjoy, things that I think are cool, but more so things that are insightful, things that people can learn from, quotes, sayings that I read in magazines or books that I just share. I'm all about absorbing information, extracting information, and then sharing that information so that people can become better. I want to set people up for success. That's what I'm about. That's my mission. It's to set people up for success. So my job is to provide people with the resources and tools that enable them to set themselves up for success, that enable me to help them set them up for success. Or, better yet, significance. Because success can be relative, but we want to be significant. We want to find a sense of fulfillment. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, is to have this as a reference point for people to look at and learn from through what I learned. On to the next. Let's see. Make time to learn more about life and the people that surround you. We went over that one. Early today, I put out on Facebook, Twitter, I really enjoy soulful and meaningful conversations. And that actually came from one of the excerpts out of this Fast Company magazine. And it was actually from the chef, celebrity chef. Let's see, where is it at? Where is it? Just give me a minute here. So it was actually from a celebrity chef that said before he goes to sleep, he enjoys having soulful and meaningful conversation with his wife. And I thought to myself, man, whenever I decide to settle down and have a family and marry my significant other, whom I would love dearly, I want to do just that. Engage in soulful and meaningful conversations. But really, I want to engage in soulful and meaningful conversations with everyone. So here it was. Marcus Samuelson, celebrity chef. Nightly ritual. One of his nightly rituals was, quote, my wife and I, around 11:30 or 12, we talk. Not just how are you. I like to have a soulful conversation with her, a meaningful conversation. And then after that, I fall asleep within seconds. I am just B. I am B. So that really meant a lot to me. The purpose of engaging in soulful and meaningful conversations. That was another insight that I learned this past week. And speaking of meaningful and soulful and falling asleep, on that note, I remember this may have been Saturday, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I told one of my friends that I like to earn my sleep. So every day, I like to earn my sleep. I just like to grind hard, work hard, put the work in, so that when I rest my head at the end of the day, everything's done. Like, I put in work. I'm tired. I deserve to sleep. I earn my sleep. I earn my rest. And that's the mindset that I go in with every day. I want to earn my sleep. Every day, you should earn your rest. So we have to work hard. We have to grind hard. We have to love the grind. We have to love what we do. You know? Find what you love. What do you love? What excites you? This is all important stuff, important things that we need to know. These are questions that we need to reflect on, ask ourselves. Sometimes we're afraid to reflect and ask, what do we want out of this life? This is our life. Why shouldn't we ask ourselves questions? Why? You know? So we have to start eliminating distractions to focus on what's really important. What's really important? Huh? Do we want to live day-to-day mundane? I don't. I'm sure you don't. So let's start asking these questions and building and designing better lives for ourselves. You know? Let's start doing this. What else? What else did we learn this week? Distractions. Phones. Phones. We all need them. Communication is key. However, there are a few tricks. So in a report published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, Human Perception and Performance, researchers from Florida State University found that even if you don't look at your phone when it buzzes, the sound makes your mind wander. Again, Fast Company magazine. I keep my phone on silent. Here's a trick. So, those who know me know that sometimes I may take forever to respond to text messages. Sometimes maybe not. But I keep my phone on silent for that very specific reason. Every time I hear a vibrate or ringtone, even if I don't answer it, my mind wanders. And it messes up everything I'm working on at that particular moment. And this relates back to what Oprah was saying on being present and focused. It's important to be very present and focused. So in order for me to do what I have to do on a day-to-day basis, my phone has to stay on silent. If I'm teaching in a classroom, if I'm in a meeting, if I'm having lunch or dinner, my phone's on silent, in a bag somewhere, maybe turned upside down, because I want to be present and focused on what I'm doing in that very moment. So if something is very, very urgent, it will get to me. It'll find its way to me. In fact, in regards to meetings, I know when to look at my phone because I schedule everything. If you have a calendar and you have to make phone calls, schedule the phone call so that you know exactly what time you have to use your phone. Anything outside of that schedule most likely isn't urgent. If it's urgent, you will see it when you look at your phone, but you really don't need to have a ringtone on all the time. You know, because then you're reactive. You're reactive to the world around you, and then you won't be able to focus and get the things that you need to get done. You don't want to live life reactively. You want to live life proactively. So think about that. Phones, distractions. We need them, but you have to learn how to use that tool properly. Another thing in regards to phones that Ron Johnson said, and Ron Johnson is someone who, you know, he's like a pioneer in regards to retail design and setting up stores. He helped to set up the Apple store and things of that nature, and he led that project. He said, anytime you're going to your phone, it's a withdrawal from a relationship. Your team needs to feel your presence, your concentration, and your interest. So this goes for the business environment as well as the family environment. If you have a family, you're on your phone, there's no connection. They don't feel your interest. They don't feel your presence. If I'm a father at home with my family and I'm always on my phone, my presence as a father is lost, and I don't want that happening. So this goes for family. This goes for your relationship with friends. This goes for career. It's across the board. So that's very important. just a few more things that I wanted to discuss. Some things from last week, like leveraging your hustle. I remember I was listening to Lewis Howes. He was talking about leveraging your hustle, knowing what you do, and figuring out the best way to leverage that to your advantage. I know he does a lot of webinars and things of that nature, and we will touch on that in the future. Once again, Thomas, my boy Thomas, Get Up and Get Fit. Shout out to Thomas, fitness guru. We spoke about webinars and leveraging your hustle, and he actually joined one of Lewis Howes' teams and paid for the webinar, so he's really investing in his future, and I have access to that as well. So once I really tap into that, I'll be discussing that. But just on a surface level, it's very important to leverage your hustle. Very important to leverage your hustle. Whatever you do, just knowing how to leverage it and put it out there with the world, and make sure everything, comes back to you. Be smart, be strategic with what you do and how you do it. Shout out to Nick, as Nick would say, this ain't chess, it's checkers, It's a marathon. So let's keep our heads on our shoulders. Leverage your hustle. We spoke about distractions with phones. Identifying distractions is the first step to avoiding them. So once you identify distractions, whether you're distracted by social media or your phone, or 1,000 people running around your house, the first way to avoid them is to identify them. So let's start identifying those things in our life that distract us, or identifying those things in our life that are toxic, whether it's a toxic relationship. It can be an intimate relationship. It can be a professional relationship. Some people hate their bosses. If you're in a toxic situation, you have to identify that situation so that you can come up with ways to alleviate, or better yet, eradicate that situation and grow as a bigger and better person from what you learned out of that situation. And lastly, commitment. Commitment's a big issue for me. I'm a super ambitious person. So in order for me to commit to something, I really have to be vested into it. And the best way to commit is to focus. The best way to focus is to be fully present. And this is tying around holistically. We have to really build self-awareness, learn about ourselves, learn about what we like, what we don't like, learn about what drives us, what excites us. As Steve Jobs said, or asked, what makes your heart sing? What is it that makes your heart sing? Once you identify that, you're able to pursue life with purpose and passion. You're able to create clarity out of situations. And clarity is very important because it gives you the path that you need to stay on to achieve what it is you want to achieve, and achieve those things that you desire. So commitment. Let's stay committed. 7 days of wisdom video series. I have to stay committed every week, which isn't an easy task, but it's something that I want to do for myself. It's something that I want to do for you. And I believe that this is the inception, that this is the beginning of something very special. So I was inspired by Ty Lopez, Lewis Howes. I've always been inspired by guys like Tony Robbins, athletes, just anybody who's looking out there who's just killing it, man, who's ready to kill it, just take things to another level and serve the world at large. That's what I'm out here for, to serve the world at large. So for all of those who inspired me, I'm taking that energy. I want to inspire you, and hopefully you can take this energy and inspire the world around you. So with that, 7 Days of Wisdom, week number 1, episode number 1. I'm looking forward for what is to come. It's now Monday morning, 12:19 a.m. We're 30 minutes in. It was a lot longer than I expected. Every week won't be this long, but I feel it was a great 30 minutes. Next week, I'll see y'all. Have a powerful, productive, impactful week. Enjoy your Monday. Don't live for the weekend. Every day's a weekend. Peace and love, a lover's ambition. Talk to y'all later.